Jai Gurudev. Sukha duke samakritva labha labho jayo jaju tato udaya yajo yasva nema papa avya payasi. Jai Gurudev, everybody. Good evening. So, in chapter 2, verse 38, Krishna says to Arjuna, make grief and happiness, loss and gain, victory and defeat equal to your soul, and then turn to battle. This way, you shall not incur sin. Going beyond the opposites is the first thing we hear on the spiritual path. Guruji has said it himself, hundreds, if not thousands of times. We know it's important. Every tradition does it in their own way. Some are pretty hardcore about it. Some refuse to eat for days. Some will sleep standing. Some, well, like St. Francis, he would even put ash on his food so that everything was bland. Ashes, oh, everything is very salty with ash. So, but clearly we don't do that. So how do we go beyond the opposites? Because we have to. How can we stay in the opposites and still attain Prem, still attain the Lord, who is beyond such things? All the opposites are born of our mind. We must go beyond our mind. How many times has Guruji said this? Before Guruji initiated his first Swamis, he gathered us in Stefansov, and he said, before I make you a Swami, you will do the Pancha Yagna Tapas. And we all said, what's that? He said, this is very intense. You'll put a fire in front of you, behind you, left and right of you, and even one on top of your head. And you will sit in the sun all day long. And you will harness the power of fire. Because all the desire of hot water, sleep, good food, that comes from the fire element inside. So you will master the fire element. And after these 40 days of having the fire on top of your head, you will walk across coals. And if you walk across those coals and you feel nothing and there's no blisters on your feet, then you have mastered. But if you feel something, then you'll sit down and do it again. Some of the Prabhus there were like, oh no. Of course, I was 20, so I was like, wow, that's great, amazing. Luckily, there was one Prabhu who was clever enough who said, Guruji, how can we get ready for such a thing? And he said, do your japa. I said, oh, great. So I got down to it, started doing japa every day, all day, as much as I could. Spring came and went. Summer came and went. Fall and winter came and went. Now it's the next year, and Guruji hasn't said a single thing about it again. I'm about to go to my parents' house, and now I'm a bit stressed because I don't want him to do the Pancha Yagna Tapas without me. Now, I've been training for this for a whole year. So I say, Guruji, I'm going to my mom's place, but if you're going to do the Pancha Yagna Tapas while I'm there, then I'm going to not go. And Guruji looks at me and he goes, what? I said, you know, the Pancha Yagna Tapas, you said we'll do that. Huh? The Pancha Yagna, I was joking. Of course, like my heart broke a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. And with like stars in his eyes and a beautiful smile, he says, we don't master ourselves like that. Do you know how we do it? And I look at him and I go, no. And again, I'm expecting big tapas. And he says, we do it through bhakti. And he had such a beautiful smile on his face that of course I go, wow, cool. But inside I'm going, wow, cool. Because I knew nothing about our path. I knew nothing. And I thought I had to be hard to master myself. I'm not saying pyar and prem are the same, but there are many parallels. We know when we love somebody, we put the opposites to the side. Just the other day, I was talking to Radha Premi, and I said, Radha Premi, you love your son, right? Trivenav? Yes. You cooked for him a lot, right? Yes. Were there days that you were tired and you didn't want to? Yes. But did you do it? Yes. Because you love him? Yes. She put the opposites aside because she loves her son. Guruji has said many times the deities are more our family than our biological family. If we're willing to put the opposites aside for the people we love, then it is actually easy to do it for the deities. It's easy to do it for the Lord. Pyar and prem are not the same, but there are many parallels. And in the path of bhakti, all we need to do is love. Put love first, and automatically there is no good and bad, right or wrong, hot or cold, near or far. Om Namo Narayanaya, it talks about this opposite of the Lord, that he is the farthest one away and yet he is also the closest. How can the mind understand such a thing? It's impossible. But if I love the Lord, then all of these things don't matter. If I'm a saint or not a saint, what does it matter? If I try my best to love him, he will take care of the rest. How many times has Guruji said this? He said, you can be the worst of sinners, but the second you surrender, the Lord is so merciful, all of your mountains of karma will be burnt instantaneously. In the path of bhakti, the opposites automatically fall to the side. Automatically. Because love is beyond the opposites. We don't have to be hardcore. We don't have to put ash on our food. We don't have to fast for days and weeks and months. We don't have to sleep standing up. We just need to love the Lord and love our Guru. Jai Gurudev.